Ink Magazine, it's your boy Vic Blends. We just got done knocking out an amazing interview and photo shoot that hopefully y'all see soon, but make sure y'all tap in, man. We dropped a lot of good knowledge today, a lot of great energy in the building, and I just hope y'all accept me for me, so wait till y'all see the photos, wait till y'all see the videos, and hear what we chopped it up about, but I appreciate y'all for supporting. I started cutting hair my senior year of high school because it was supposed to be my side hustle. I thought I was gonna go to college like a lot of my peers, and I was supposed to just cut hair in the dorms. Sat down in the barber chair and I asked my barber one day, yo, what should I do to make money in college? And he was like, yo, you should learn how to cut hair, you'll make money for the rest of your life. So the hustle in me at 18 heard rest of my life and money in the same sentence, and I was like, yo, I gotta see how much I can make. It wasn't supposed to be for real, it was supposed to be a side hustle. I thought I was gonna cut for $5 in the dorms just to make enough to eat, but God had other plans for me. I started with giving my best friend a cut, then I messed my little brother up a couple times, and then now I'm getting other friends from school, teams are starting to come to me, I'm cutting everybody for prom. It just started being a high school barber. And I knew I couldn't go to college. I remember having all my classes picked out, paid for. I had a lanyard, backpack, a hoodie to school, and then last minute I just couldn't do it. And I knew that, the opportunity I had now to do something with my age, with barbering, and with my career would only last this long. But I can always go back to college as an adult later, maybe harder, but it would always be there for me. But I didn't want to waste the opportunity to be able to inspire my generation. What I learned is that my parents love me unconditionally. And that when you're a parent, you want to see your kids succeed. And as a kid, you just want to chase your dream. You want to go and do the biggest and best things possible. And it can cause a lot of stress for a parent. So it's not that my parents didn't want to see me chase my dream. They just don't want to see their son fail. They work hard to give me every opportunity to be able to go to college and have everything in front of me. For me not to take that, I'm putting that risk on myself and putting that pressure on myself. And it also just made them look like, man, we worked hard to give you this. Why don't you want it? So I just had to put it on my back and prove it to them. So, it wasn't until things started working out for me physically that I got a lot of support from everybody around me. So they were on board pretty quick though. I would say within the first 2 years, parents were fully behind me. I could have gone any other side of town. I could have been sharp line, sharp fade, fade mat. I could have been in any other shop, but God put me in y'all shop, and y'all were the ones that told me like, yo, you learn how to cut hair, you make money for the rest of your life. I grew up in a barbershop. Saturdays and weekends when we ain't had nothing to do, we would walk to the barbershop. Some days not even needing a haircut, but it's a place that you could be safe, be surrounded by other men, get mentored, hear funny jokes, laugh, kick it, get a cut. That was a culture that I grew up in. The barbers in my hometown, everywhere they went, they were recognized. Every bar they went to, the bartender knew them, the server knew them. They were neighborhood heroes. When you think about what a barber really does for their community, it's a lot more mental, than it is a haircut. So when you sit in somebody's chair and you're really able to be vulnerable and sit and have a conversation, man, it means a lot. And I felt that. So when I started doing it, man, it's like, I'm seeing the same effect I'm having to other people now. The technical skill always gonna take work, but it's probably the least important thing. A good haircut is a happy customer. If you can make that person happy, you gave them a good haircut, regardless of what the haircut looks like. You ask people that go to messed up barbers, you be like, yo, bro, why don't you come to my barber? Your barber be messing you up all the time. And he's like, but that's my guy. It's like, that's how it feels. Sometimes it's not about the cut. It's not why people sit in the chair all the time. You never know why somebody sits in your chair, so you just gotta be ready to accept them. When we got into the pandemic in the last couple of years, I saw how fast my craft could be taken from me. I hope one day I never have a situation where I can't use my hands again, because I'll be stuck in that same boat. And during the midst of that pandemic, I heard a quote that changed my life, and that quote is, don't let what you're good at define who you are. Who are you if you can't do what you're good at? So I had to sit there, not being able to cut hair, building my whole life up to be this super celebrity barber who do the best cuts in the city, who charges the most money for a haircut. I'm thinking I'm top dog now, and then you wake up and you can't do that again. You got to really figure out who you are at that point. So, I realized that God blessed my voice a long time ago before he blessed my hands. And I decided to speak during the pandemic. As I started speaking, people really started to appreciate those videos. I started speaking because I needed it for myself. I needed to find that there was other purpose in my life. First time I offered somebody a free haircut, I was nervous. I was out in public. I think it was Saturday. It was one of the busiest days out there. People everywhere. I didn't know how people would receive it, but I knew that I was going out there with my heart first. I went out there for a genuine interaction. I went out there to allow somebody to have a service for me, and you know, that's all that mattered. And you lead with your heart like that, it don't matter what other reactions you're gonna get. If you feel like you did the right thing right here, it don't matter what anybody else got to say about what you got going on. So to the people that may have saw me out cutting hair thinking that was some weird stuff to be doing outside, you know, it's all good, because me and the person I'm cutting, we having a great, you know, interaction right here. So, you know, I just focus on that. That makes me feel fulfilled, honestly. It's like the best way to put it. Like when I go home or when we finish those cuts, like I feel, you know, happy. Like I feel like I did what I was supposed to do. You know, no amount of money that somebody could pay me for a haircut could replace the feeling that I have when I cut a young kid in Atlanta that, you know, just wants to tell their story. You know, it doesn't even compare. There's nothing better than really teaching and paying it forward to help somebody. You know, because if I'm not here to put it out, what else am I here for? You know, so teaching has always been a part of me. And then coming into working in prison reform, you know, shout out to my brother Scott Budnick. He was the first one to reach out to me to give me an opportunity to be in that field. So when I took that trip with him to Lancaster Prison in LA, it changed my life. You know, and he showed me that there's an opportunity for me to make a real change here and really help somebody. So, you know, I'm there to bring that impact regardless of what it looks like. The guys on the inside, man, they just need the opportunity. You know, the cycle of incarceration has hurt our community and our city for a long time, man. A lot of people get stuck and they can't get out of that. So to be able to provide a tool for them that they can come back out and provide for their community now and their family and really change the way that they live their life, I think is just amazing, man. And I'm grateful to be in a position to do that. You know, now we got the first barber school opening up in California prison history. You know, a lot of prisons in America, man, you get thrown in a cell in the city, they forget about you. You know, I think Angela Davis has a quote that says, prisons don't get rid of social problems, they just disappear people. You know, the real problems that we see in our communities are not solved by just throwing somebody in a cell. You know, you gotta figure a way to really educate and help people get through what they're going through. Therapy, all that is needed. Anybody that wants to try to be a barber, that's starting barbering, you can cut my hair. I don't like to cut it myself because it takes too long, honestly, and it's a little annoying. And I try to just give out as much game as I can to them, let them know, yo, ask me whatever you need in this moment, anything I can do to help you. So I'm still kind of doing the same thing even when I get my hair cut, you know, because there's a lot of barbers out there in the world I want to help and inspire. So I'd rather just give somebody else a shot than cut it myself. If it's really bad, I know I can go home and fix it, but most of the time, man, everybody gets me good. And then like when you really work as a barber and you know fades and you know haircuts, just like you know tattoos, it's like the average person's not gonna really know if it's a bad tattoo or not. They're not gonna know if the shading's off or not. You know, and the average person's not gonna know if your haircut is really that bad or not. You know, barbers know. We look at everybody's cut and we're like, yo, that's not right there. Or you look at a tattoo and you're like, that's not a right tattoo right there. But I mean, most people don't know that, man. So, you know, I don't really trip about my cut that much. I ain't like I got the most extravagant haircut. You know, I'm a low maintenance guy. I'm not really into getting pampered up every day. So, you know, I wake up and I just want to go. You know, I just want to keep going. I don't really want to think about putting pomade in my hair or styling it with a blow dryer. I ain't got no time for that, man. I'm just going to wake up and keep pushing. So a low cut just fits me.